this coming week isn't going to be easy. They're going to London. I mean, they're going overseas, the time change, and they're playing a team that's undefeated and a guy led by Sam Darnold, their old quarterback, who is having an MVP season so far. When you see what he can do, when you see what he's doing in Minnesota, are you guys surprised, or is this pretty much like, this is what Sam could do if he had the time, if he had the weapons, if he understood the system with a good coach? I'll start with you, Bray. Or Braylon, we'll start with you, Bray.
Sure, I'll go first. I'm not surprised because, one, shout out to the head coach, former New York Jet, Kevin O'Connell, my guy. He learned under Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay, so this is what he's always wanted to do, and this is what he's doing. He's implementing an offense that is led by Justin Jefferson. You went and you go get Aaron Jones from the Green Bay Packers. You add him to the squad, and then you get Jordan Addison, who's a fellow Biletnikoff winner. That offense, it's an elite, skilled offense. Sam Darnold, he has time. He has a coach that believes in him. Look, when they were with the Jets, it wasn't the best situation with the Jets. It wasn't the best situation in Carolina. But now you have a coach that trusts him. He believes in him, and they made it a lot easier. So when you do that for a guy that's, year 8, year 9, I'm not surprised at the success he's having, considering the skill group that he's playing with. And he's playing at elite level. When a guy takes time, when he cares about you, and he shows interest. I mean, look at Baker Mayfield and Todd Bowles. Like, it's amazing what a coach can do. It's amazing what a player can do. When he feels like a team trusts him, when he feels like a coach has that confidence in him. And that's what you're seeing out of Sam Darnold. He's just playing with the same confidence that he had in USC. And Kevin O'Connell understands how to use him in this offense.
Yeah, and I do think, and Braylon, I don't think there's a better situation that you could take a quarterback and drop him into than Minnesota. I mean, that's a very, very good offensive line. He's got the running back. He's got the receivers. His tight end's going to – I think Hawkinson's right
Hawkinson
or something like that. But he's going to be coming back. Like, I mean, it's just – it's the – and then, again, like O'Connell, in my opinion, is one of the best offensive-minded coaches in the entire league, where he just makes the job so easy for the quarterback. And I know the headlines that are going to be out there about, like, oh, the Jets, this is just the Jets. They had a quarterback. They got rid of him. They got rid of him. I don't think this was ever going to be possible with the Jets. And again, we have to remember, too, the Jets weren't the only team that gave up on Sam Darnold. The Carolina Panthers gave up on Sam Darnold. The San Francisco 49ers were able to get him as a backup because 30 other teams didn't want Sam Darnold. The Vikings were able to sign him to the deal that they were able to sign him as because no one else was really able to offer him an opportunity to start other than the Vikings. It's like teams have pretty much had the book on Sam Darnold. I do think he's limited in some ways, never physically. I think he probably had some issues reading defenses and reading coverages and reading and reacting. Like, that was never his strength with the Jets. But I do look at the situation of when the Jets decided to move on from Sam Darnold, and I do think it was still the right call. I mean, they definitely failed him in the sense of they never put protection around him. They never put playmakers around him. They never gave him a coach like Kevin O'Connell. I mean, he was dealing with Jeremy Bates and then Adam Gase and a terrible offensive line, no talent. It was time. But basically, the reason why the Jets moved on from Sam Darnold is they evaluated him and Zach Wilson and Justin Fields and all those guys in that class. They evaluated them all in a little bit of like a vacuum where they said, like, okay, say Sam was with all these quarterbacks. Let's get our scouting report on Sam Darnold. Let's get our scouting report on all these other quarterbacks. Let's give them their prospect grades. And then let's decide if all of these players were there at number 2, who are we drafting? Who's the quarterback we're going to draft? They felt that Zach Wilson had a higher ceiling and had more potential than what Sam Darnold did. So then you loop in the contract and all the other X factors that are on top of that. They decided to move on with Zach Wilson and move with Zach Wilson and move on from Sam Darnold. What Sam Darnold's gone on to accomplish with the Vikings, it's truly incredible. He's playing elite level football. But I do think this is probably more a result of a quarterback, literally, like I said, being put into the best possible situation with Minnesota, a situation that he was never going to experience with the Jets.